Hi everybody and welcome to Research Methods. I know that this video was long overdue, so I appreciate everyone being patient while it was, getting to this point. And I wanted to start by just saying hello and welcome to everybody. And hopefully this is something that you enjoy doing over the semester because we are going to be playing a game. And the game is Clue. So if you played it when you were a kid, if you were younger and you played the game Clue, then you should have a pretty good of an understanding of what it is that we are actually doing here. And if you didn't, no worries, we're going to go through it in a lot of detail right now. So if you've been reading through the syllabus, if you've been reading through the folders, then you should already have a pretty good idea of how things are going to be going when it comes to the game. But I just wanted to go over a couple things with you just to make sure that everyone is on the same page. So to start, we have to figure out a murder. So our dear professor was murdered sometime this semester, and we need to figure out who did it. We also need to figure out where they did it and with what weapon they did it in. So if you've ever heard of the game Clue before, then you might have, played and found that Colonel Mustard killed the rich man in the library with the lead pipe. And that's basically what we're going to be doing here. So we have five possible suspects, five possible weapons, and five possible locations, and they are presented in the form of clues. So I'm just going to pull them up really quick. And so these are the clue cards that you're going to be given. You have all of your suspects right on the top, and they all come with a little scenario. And then you have all your weapons. Again, they all come with a scenario. And then you have all of the locations that are presented to you. Each of them has a location. This document can be found on Blackboard under the tab called Clue Cards. So it's pretty self-explanatory right there for you. How the game is going to work. So you have all of these cards already. All these cards are presented to you. Just like in the game of Clue, you get them all, and then we want to go through and eliminate the ones that are not the suspect. So not the murderer, not the weapon used, not the location where the murder took place. So each of these cards will correspond to a concept that we will discuss throughout the semester. So every single week we're going to be talking about different topics in research methods, and every single week you are going to be given a clue quiz. Now, do not freak out the fact that it's called a quiz. Yes, it's called a quiz because you have to answer a question, but this is not a real quiz. You have a real quiz every week also, so this is not to add any stress or pressure to you. As long as you complete the quiz, as long as you answer the question, you will get full credit for the response. So you will get a full 5 points if you answer the question. Now, I need to say that if you get it wrong on the first time, Blackboard will give you a grade of, I want to believe it's like 4.995 or something like that. I will go through and change all of those to a full 5, so you don't need to worry about that as long as it's completed. So I just want to get that out of the way so that everyone can breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that these are not to be hard quizzes to make you panic and freak out. So this is how the game is going to be played. Every week you will get a clue in the clue quiz. The clue will ask you, which card describes this concept. So you will get a concept in the clue, and you must go through all the cards and find which scenario on the card matches up with the concept that is presented in the clue. So you want to be eliminating suspects this way. So when you say, okay, suspect 1 fits this clue given to me in the quiz, and so I'm going to cross them off the list. So again, just like if you were playing the real game of Clue, you would be putting that card away and getting rid of it, and the ones that you have left on your board are the ones that are still active suspects in the game. So it's going to be that same thing, and you're going to be doing it for suspects, for murder weapons, and for locations. So there are some benefits to getting it right, even though you will receive credit whether you get the right answer or not. But obviously, the most obvious answer is that if you get it right, you eliminate a suspect, and then you have narrow down your choices to make it easier to figure out who the actual murderer is, what the murder weapon is, where the murder took place, just like in the game. So that's obviously the most in your face example of why getting it right is good, because you're gonna have to figure it out anyway. Another reason is because this will help you to study for your quizzes, for your exams. This will help you get more familiar with the concepts that we're talking about in class. If you have read through the syllabus, then you know that all of the exams this semester are going to be application questions. So application questions, what that means is that you'll be given a scenario and you must choose the correct concept that's being described in that scenario. And that is exactly what is happening with these quizzes. You're given a concept and you have to decide which scenario laid out on the cards is describing that concept. So then you pick the right one, you can cross them off the list. So knowing that a card can be eliminated, you can cross it off the list, it's going to make things easier throughout the semester. So, in some ways, your first clue quiz is going to be your most difficult clue quiz because you have 15 cards already laid out for you. And so you have 15 answer choices for your first clue quiz, and you're going to have to go through each card and decide which one is being described in the concept for you to eliminate. So it will get progressively easier over the semester, especially if you're getting them right. So as you're answering these questions and you're eliminating suspects, you're going to know that if I eliminated suspect 1, week 1, then they're no longer an option for any of these. So week 2, I will have 14 cards to choose from, and so on and so forth. So at the very end, let's say clue quiz, I think it's 12. Clue quiz 12, you will only have 4 options to choose from. And 3 of those options are going to be the correct suspect, the correct murder location, and the correct murder weapon. So that leaves only 1 card for you to eliminate. So like I said, it will get progressively easier over the semester, especially if you're getting them right. So one thing we should mention, this document, this Research Methods Clue Final Assignment, is already available to you on Blackboard in the Tests and Assignments folder. And the reason why it's available, the reason why it's up there is not only because it has the instructions, but also because it has these tables. So these tables were made for you to keep track of everything that you're doing throughout the semester, to make it easier at the very end to come up with who, what, where. So this table is encouraged to be filled out throughout the semester while you're completing the clue quizzes. You don't have to, that's up to you, but you are going to be turning this in at the end of the semester, and so why make more work on yourself at the very end of the semester when you can just be, spending the 5 minutes it takes, or not even 5 minutes it takes to fill this out as you're doing the quizzes. So this first table right here asks you which clue card was eliminated and by what clue. So in this column right here, you're going to be talking about if it was eliminated. So this is, so was it eliminated? Which clue was it that eliminated it? Was it clue 1? Was it clue 2? Was it clue 3? Was it clue 4? And then this one will ask you how you know that clue eliminated the card. So this right here is going to make you think a little bit about what the concept is actually describing. So once you know these concepts, once you understand what you're doing, it will help you to eliminate one of the cards, and then you'll be able to tell me, why. Like, what about that card matched up with the concept which made you eliminate it? So you have to fill this out and turn it in at the end of the semester. Like I said, it'll be much easier for you to do throughout the semester while you're taking the clue quizzes. So this is already available for you in the Tests and Assignments tab. So that will take us to this final assignment instructions. So every single week you will have the quiz. It's going to be one question quiz. It will ask you to eliminate a card. So you have to pick the card that best describes the concept on the clue. Hopefully that is self-explanatory. So when you, at the end of the semester, like I said, you will be left with only 3 cards that were not eliminated over time. And so those 3 cards are going to tell you who the murderer was, what murder weapon was used, and where the murder took place. And so this is how to figure all this stuff out. You will use this table, and you will have everyone that says, which clue, and there will 3, one suspect, one weapon, one location, that will say not eliminated because you did not eliminate that card. Sorry, I jumped ahead myself really quick. I want to go back and just say that after you submit your quiz, after you hit the submit button, you will get a notification telling you, hey, yay, you eliminated the right card, and then that's really easy. You just fill it out right down here on the table. But if you get it incorrect, it will tell you you did not eliminate the right card, which means that that card is still in play for the future, and you will have to figure out which card was actually eliminated. So it might be easier for you to try to do it right then and there and figure out, okay, I didn't think it was this one before, but now that I'm looking at it again and I know that it wasn't the one I chose, I'm confident that it's this one. And then you can write it down. If you write it down in pencil, you can change it later. And that might help you out. You can also wait till the end of the semester. And so you can write down all the ones that you successfully eliminated, and then you'll be left with, other ones. And you will have to figure out which card matched up with which clue. And so you will have access to all of these clues throughout the semester. And so it will help you figure out which ones to put in that table. So it's up to you whether you want to wait till the end of the semester and try to play the game that way, or if you want to try to figure it out that semester. But you won't be told which one is correct unless you choose the correct one automatically. So you have to figure it out. You have to study a little bit to figure it out. I'm not going to give you the hints because, I've been murdered. Okay, so when we look at the final assignment, so that's part of it. You have to fill out that first table for the first part of this assignment. Again, that table is just going to help you figure out the end game. So who was the murderer? Where was the murder taking place? What murder weapon was used? So all these things will be laid out in the table. You will also be asked to give that explanation as to why. So keep that in mind also. So that's all for table 1. Then we will talk about table 2. So if you eliminated all the correct cards, if you figured them all out, then you will be left with 3 cards, the ones that say not eliminated. And that is where you answer this table 2. So you'll put down the suspect, the weapon, and the location of the murder. Again, for here, you don't have to explain anything. All you have to do is write down which one of each. So you will put that in table 2, and then that's that. So once you're done with these tables, you will submit them on Blackboard. You'll see a submission link on, it'll be open on Monday, December 6th, I believe, at midnight, and you will have until Wednesday, December 8th to submit those tables through the submission site. This is worth 50 points, so that's a lot of points for, just playing this fun game. It shouldn't be stressful, it shouldn't be a big deal. You'll be playing the game throughout the semester, and you can get 50 points. Let's go through the grading rubric really quick. So how will this assignment be graded? And I'm talking about the final assignment. We'd already talked about the quizzes. You get a full 5 points for every single quiz as long as you complete the quiz before the deadline. That's it. That's all you have to do for that. For the assignment, so in order to get those 50 points, these are what you need to do. You have to identify the clues that eliminated those suspects, right? So table 1 asks you which clue eliminated this suspect, this weapon, this location, and why did it do so. So if you get the answer correct, you get a point. If you don't get the answer correct and you provided any answer, you still get half a point. So even if you got the entire thing wrong, you'll still walk away with 25 points as long as it's completed, because you get half. So for all those, and then the final answers are worth 6 points or 3 points if you, again, don't get them right. So I will not be able to tell you throughout the semester if you send me an email and you're asking me, hey, I got this clue quiz incorrect. Can you tell me which answer it was? I can't tell you because that's cheating, and we don't want to cheat. We want you to figure it out on your own. But at the very end of the semester, if you ever had a question, if you already submitted your assignment and you wanted to know, was I right? Did I get the right murder? Did I get the right place? Did I win the game? I will let you know at the end of the semester after these are all turned in. But during the semester, you're on your own. You have to figure it out using the clues that are given you. I played this game a couple times so far, and everyone tends to figure it out at the end, even if you were struggling throughout the semester. Again, you don't have to get it right to get points, but it will help you to do so. So let's just go back really quick and look at these clue cards that are available. Okay, so let's just look at location, since that's where we are. So location 1 is the office, and it comes with a little scenario. So everyone knows our dear professor was at her office Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. That means most people knew exactly where to find her most days. Let me ask you a question. Based on the fact that she spent so much time in her office, which location makes the most sense as the murder site? Her office, her car, or her house? So this is a scenario, and this scenario is going to maybe match with one of the cards that are given, or one of the clues that are given to you over the semester. If it doesn't, then this would be the location of the murder. So hopefully that all makes sense. If you have any questions about the game throughout the semester, I'm more than happy to talk them out with you. I can just not tell you who is the murderer, what the weapon is, and what the location is. So that's on your own. The assignment, again, is worth 50 points. It's due December 8th at 11:59 p.m. You'll have a couple of days to turn it in before that. So everyone, good luck, and I look forward to seeing who our detectives are in the class.